Ratan Roy worked for the Assam government for over 2 decades and was the breadwinner of his family. In April this year, he took his own life. His family says he was anxious about being declared an illegal citizen. Their names were excluded from the first draft of the National Register of Citizens published last year. To qualify, a resident needs to prove that his descendants lived in India prior to March 24, 1971. That's 2 days before the Bangladesh Liberation War, following which India saw tens of thousands of Bangladeshis flee to Assam across a porous border. Ratan Roy had no documented proof that he was a legal citizen of India.
Everyone else's names came in on the list, but our families didn't. My father was worried. People used to tell him, "You'll lose your job, you'll be arrested." He was very worried about our future.
That first list excluded not only Ratan Roy but 13 million of Assam's 32 million residents. And since then, according to local media reports here in Guwahati, there have been 11 such suicides across the state. As per government data, nearly 40% of Assam's population is Muslim, a 10% jump since 1971. Assam's Hindu-majority BJP government claims the state's indigenous people are economically and culturally threatened by the changing demographic.
That they should at least thank us.
Illegal immigrants should thank us that we have allowed them to live and thrive in India for so long. But they should not take our generosity for granted. If this had been done earlier, they would have been expelled from India decades earlier. Simply because they have not been detected earlier does not change the fact that they are illegal aliens in our country.
They have been expelled from India maybe decades earlier.
Pratik Khajela has been tasked with compiling that final list of citizens. He says irrespective of having valid government identification, if someone can't prove their ancestral links, they stand to be excluded.
You see, any process which is carried out by humans will be prone to errors, but we have to handle those errors also. We have to put in place checks and balances. So those systems have also been put in place, and then the law itself recognizes there might be something, and that is the reason why we are not. It's called a draft. It's not called a final list.
Those who don't make the final draft will be allowed to challenge their omission, and no immediate deportations or detentions will take place. And while the hope is that only illegal immigrants are identified and singled out, for families like Ratan Roy's, the worry is they too could become aliens overnight in a country they've called home for generations. Neha, Poonia, TRT World, Guwahati in Assam, India.